Good morning, children. This is 8th Value Education, story number 3, The Sword of Peace. So, children, once upon a time there was a precious sword, and that sword belonged to a king, and the king was very busy enjoying the shows and parties. He never broke out with any fight with another king or emperors of the neighboring country. Means he lived in a very peaceful era, in a peaceful region, right? So the sword was very excited that he has never fought in a real battle. The sword wanted to become very famous that I am still over here. I have never fought a real battle. And once I fight a real battle, I will show it to everyone that how brave I am. And I will become popular throughout the kingdom. Right. So once what happened, the king, he broke out some dispute with the king, and then the dispute could not be settled, and finally the war was declared. And while going for the war, the sword was very, very excited that yes, this is the time I'm going to fight my real battle. And once I fight there bravely, I will win the war and I will be famous throughout the kingdom. She was, and the sword was imagining some that things. So when the sword arrived the battle, the scenario was different. The sword actually saw the war. It was not the shining knights. It was not the glittering weapons. No. The war was about the broken weapons. The soldiers, hungry, thirsty, injured, half dead, and bleeding from their multiple wounds, from their multiple injuries. So now the sword realized that no war, no battles. It is very good to live in peace and spend time in various competitions and tournaments. But wars, battles, no. It is just like a nightmare. So, on the night before the final war, what happened? The sword, it tried to prevent it. So what did it do? It started to vibrate. Initially, because of the vibration, the sound that was produced was low. But then it started vibrating even more. And because of that, the very annoying, very disturbing, very distracting noise was produced. And the swords, the other swords, the armors, the shields of the other soldiers also followed her as she cleared them that I am making this annoying noise so that we can stop the war. So just as the king's sword was vibrating, all the other swords, the other weapons, the shields, they all started vibrating. And as they started vibrating, no one was able to sleep in such a noisy environment. Soon the annoying noise, it reached the enemy camp, which was residing nearby. There also the weapons started vibrating, and soon the soldiers there, the king in the enemy camp, was also not able to sleep because the weapons over there had also joined this protest, right? The next morning, when the battle was about to begin, not even a single soldier was ready because they were not able to sleep during the night as annoying sound was produced by the weapons. Same was the condition with the enemy camp. There also the soldiers were not able to begin the fight. They were not ready to fight as they also could not sleep because of the annoying sound. This went on for few nights. The battle was again postponed. This continued for next 7 days, and on the 8th day, on the evening of the 7th day, both the kings of the opposite army, they met each other and they decided and they started talking about the situation. Initially, they were very angry that what is happening. But when they spent time together, they started to discuss about their sleepless nights. Then they started to discuss the conditions of their soldiers. And finally, they ended up with jolly situation and they became friends. And so they forgot their dispute, what was the query about, and they decided to put an end to the war. And finally, all the soldiers, they returned to their land happily. And from that time, the king would meet the soul kings of the other people and discuss their experience. And they understood that the war, the battle, it all ends in misery. So, from this story, children, we come to know that the wars and conflicts are not the battles, they are not the option for any dispute. It is better to sit peacefully and discuss the matter instead of having wars and battles. So rather we should spread the message of love and unity. So this was the story, children, and this is your homework which you are going to do for this chapter, and your homework is you are going to, children, find the names of you are going to find the names of 3 organizations that are involved in the world in maintaining the peace. And how do they help in solving any query, solving any conflict between 2 countries? What is their role? So this question is on page number 17, the fun time part. This is your question which you're going to write in your GK notebook.